Welcome to Hair Care 101, Module 1, the basic structure and function of the hair and skin. Do you have a paper and pencil handy? Then let's begin. Since early times, it's been our primitive instinct to select a healthy partner when searching for a mate. In today's world, it is still true. We are attracted to health and vitality. Having clear, healthy skin and beautiful hair is indicative of our overall health, and it reflects our inner qualities as well. We ask a lot of our skin and hair, and we take it for granted most of the time. But in order to have better skin and hair, it's important to pay attention to what we put on them and to what we put inside our bodies. When you take care of both of these, anyone can have the great, glowing, young-looking skin and shiny, manageable hair they've always wanted. Today, you're going to learn all about your skin and hair, what they are, how they function, as well as how they work. Once you understand these few basic principles, you will be able to understand, develop, and suggest the perfect Monat treatment systems based on proven science and your personal knowledge. You may be asking yourself, how is this going to help me in my business? Well, here's what the first 4 modules will do for you. Module 1, which is the basic structure and function of the skin and hair. It gives you a good knowledge base and increases your credibility to your customers. Module 2, skin and hair at every age. This will help you explain the unique needs of hair and skin as we age. Module 3, hair and skin types. This will help you to accurately identify skin and hair types, which in turn will increase customer satisfaction and minimize returns. Module 4, developing 3, 4, 5, and 6-step programs. This will help you to recommend the appropriate Monat products and treatment systems for your customers' growing wants and needs. Let's first talk about skin. The skin is an amazing and wonderful thing. It's the largest organ of the body that covers about 18.2 square feet and weighs approximately 6 pounds. It's an organ of protection and sensation. It gives our body shape, it protects us from the outside world, yet it also talks to the outside world about us. The principal functions of the skin are protection, sensation, heat regulation, excretion, secretion, and absorption. Excretion. Perspiration from the sweat glands is excreted from the skin. Water lost by perspiration carries toxins from the body. Secretion. Sebum or oil is secreted by the sebaceous glands. Emotional stress may increase the flow of sebum. Protection. The skin protects the body from injury and bacterial invasion. The outer layer of the skin is covered with oil called sebum, which makes it waterproof. It is resistant to different degrees of temperature, minor injuries, chemically active substances, and lots of bacteria. If germs do get in, the skin becomes inflamed and in the process destroys them. It also protects from sun damage, although you need to use sunscreen to assist the skin with this function. Absorption. It is limited, but it does occur. Only certain substances with particular molecular structure can enter the body through the skin and influence the body to a minor degree. We call these structures actives. Here are some interesting facts about the skin. Did you know that each square inch of skin contains 65 hairs, 95 to 100 sebaceous or oil glands, 78 yards of nerves, 19 yards of blood vessels, 650 sweat glands, 9,500,000 cells, 1,300 nerve endings to record pain, 19,500 sensory cells at the ends of the nerve fibers, 78 sensory systems for heat, 13 sensory systems for cold, and 160 to 165 pressure systems for touch. The skin is also made up of 75% water. In one day, your skin will give up between a pint to several quarts of sweat filled with toxins, mineral salts, and other wastes from inside your body. Your skin is so crucial to this process that it's often been referred to as the third kidney. Your skin also breathes. It takes in oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. The amount of carbon dioxide released by the skin in 1 hour is about 1% of the carbon dioxide released by the lungs at the same time. The skin is made up of 3 main layers: the epidermis, or top, the dermis, the middle, and the subcutaneous, or the bottom. Now, there are a lot of sublayers within these layers, but because this is a basic class, we're just going to review the 3 main layers. The outer layer of the skin, as I said, was called the epidermis. The very outermost layer of the epidermis is called the stratum corneum. This is the layer with really tightly packed cells which are continually being shed and replaced. This is the layer that is constantly exfoliating. By the way, did you know that 90% of dust in your home or your office is made up of human skin? As we move lower, the next layer is the dermis. This level is like a cushiony mattress that supports the epidermis. In the dermis, you'll find blood vessels, lymph vessels, nerves, sweat glands, oil glands, and hair follicles. This is the part of the skin that communicates with the rest of the body through a network of nerves and blood vessels. The subcutaneous layer, or the most internal layer of the skin, contains large layers of fat to provide cushion for the internal organs. Now, let's move on to the hair. Although we no longer need hair for warmth and protection as we did in primitive times, hair still plays a large part in how we feel about ourselves. Hair is one of the most dramatic and beautiful adornments we possess. The hairstyles we wear are an expression of the current mood of society. Hair, like people, come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. The scientific study of the hair is called trichology, pronounced trick-ol-a-g. It comes from the Greek words trichos, or hair, and ology, meaning the study of. So what is hair? How does it function? How does it work? Hair is the fastest growing organ of the body. Full-grown hair is divided into 2 parts, the hair root and the hair shaft. The hair root is the part of the hair located below the surface of the scalp, and the hair shaft is the portion of the hair that projects above the skin. Let's look at hair anatomy. First is the follicle, pronounced follicle. It is a tube-like pocket in the skin that contains the hair root. Next is the hair bulb. It's the lowest area of the part of the hair strand. Next, the derma papilla, pronounced papilla. It is a small cone-shaped elevation located at the base of the follicle that contains the blood supply for growth. The erector pili, pronounced erector pili. It's an involuntary muscle fiber at the base of the hair follicle. Fear or cold causes it to contract, which makes the hair stand up on end, resulting in what we call goosebumps. Sebaceous glands, pronounced sebaceous. These are oil glands connected to the hair follicles. They secrete an oily substance called sebum, which lubricates the hair and skin. There are 3 main layers of the hair shaft: the cuticle, the cortex, and the medulla. The cuticle, pronounced cuticle. It is the outermost layer of the hair shaft that consists of a single overlapping layer of transparent, scale-like cells that overlap much like shingles on a roof. A healthy compact cuticle layer is the hair's primary defense against damage. The cortex, it's the middle layer of the hair. It's a fibrous protein core containing melanin pigment, which is the color. The elasticity of the hair and its natural color are the result of the unique protein structures located within the cortex. The changes involved in setting, styling, etc. take place within the cortex. The medulla, pronounced medulla. It's the innermost layer of the hair and an empty space in the shaft. Hair is composed of living protein that grows from cells within the hair follicle. They begin their journey upward and fill up with keratin or protein. By the time they reach the top and the hair emerges from the scalp, the cells are no longer living. Hair growth occurs in cycles. There are 3 phases that are repeated over and over again. The 3 phases are anagen, catagen, and telogen. All three phases occur simultaneously. One strand of hair may be in the anagen phase while another is in the telogen phase. The cycle is different for every person. The anagen or growth phase can last from 2 to 6 years. The longer the hair stays in this phase, the faster and longer it will grow. The catagen phase is also known as the transitional phase. It allows the follicle time to renew itself and lasts about 2 weeks. The telogen phase is known as the resting phase. Follicles in the telogen phase can remain dormant or do not grow anywhere from 1 to 4 months. And 10 to 15% of the hair on one's head are in the dormant stage at any given time, which is why you see hair in the shower or in your comb or brush, but it's a normal phenomenon. When the percentages raises to over 20 to 25% is when you start to notice thinning or balding patches. Monat addresses this with our unique treatment systems designed to help keep the hair in the anagen or growth phase longer and spend less time in the telogen phase or dormant phase. You have just completed Hair Care 101 Module 1, the basic structure and function of the hair and skin.